Look, honestly, the key to being truly happy in life is to learn how to romanticize your life. Finding joy, finding happiness, finding a little bit of peace in everything that you do. And so today, I'm gonna teach you how to romanticize your life, because honestly, it's a skill set. It takes practice, it takes conscious effort, but the more you practice it, the more it will start to just become your default. So today, I hope that you can leave this video with a little bit more of an understanding on how to truly romanticize your life and find joy in everything that you do every single day, because to me, that is the key to happiness, regardless of what's going on in your current reality. For those of you who are new here, my name is Tessabella, aka Billion Dollar Bella, and my goal is to be your rich big sis who's here to give you all of the advice, all of the assistance that you maybe don't have, or just that you want a little bit more of. First things first is I love to focus on winning the day early. So even if I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the day, I do want to make sure that within the first, say, 30 minutes to an hour of my day, I can get a couple of quick, small wins under my belt, because it's going to start the forward momentum. I'm a big believer in momentum in life. I find that that tends to change the trajectory of my days so much. If there's ever a morning where I'm not able to do that, almost without fail, I feel myself a little off throughout the day, and I often have to actually pause and go and do some of that stuff so that I can feel those wins and get that momentum flowing. So first things first is definitely set yourself up for success to get a couple of wins early. If that means that you need to wake up a couple minutes earlier than you normally do, start making that a habit so that you can win the day early. Because I believe that this whole thing really starts and continues with good momentum. So you want to make sure that that is a top priority. Step number 2 to romanticizing your life, and this one is pretty simple, but it is to look up. Now, I know that may sound silly, but what I mean by that is take a moment and remind yourself throughout the day. I actually have a little reminder on my phone that goes off multiple times throughout the day, and it just reminds me to look up. Meaning appreciate what is around you, appreciate the situation or the setting that you're in. Even if it's not anything monumental, you would be blown away at how much beauty you can find around you if you just take a minute to actually look up. And I think especially in today's day and age, we're very glued to these things. So we're constantly looking at our phones for whatever it is that you're doing throughout the day. And it can be challenging to look around you. And so you're going through the day in this like autopilot state. Now, the great thing is our minds are designed to do that. Our minds are innately designed to always protect us and help us to get through the things that are trained into us. So it is a great thing, but you need to intentionally and actively interrupt that at times so that you can really remind yourself that you're right here in this present moment. So I think this is a really great thing to start training your mind to thinking like, how lucky am I to be able to work? Even if you don't love your job right now, there are people that would pray to be able to even just be able-bodied enough to go to work, and they can't do that because they're paralyzed. You know, I don't mean to be so dramatic with that comparison, but truly, you have to remind yourself to be grateful for what you have and look up and look around you and just truly acknowledge the life that you're living, because though it may not be perfect right now, chances are there is a big difference from where you previously were. Step number 3 is music. I call this sort of narrating your life. I like to create all kinds of different playlists. If you guys want me to share any of them with you, I'm a Spotify girly, so I make all kinds of different playlists for different moods, for different things that I'm trying to attract in my life. And so I can really curate sort of narrating throughout my day. And so I would encourage you to do this too, as much as you can. Have music that aligns with what you want to feel. Music is so powerful. It can make us feel so many different emotions, and it can really amplify whatever it is that you're feeling, experiencing, or going through. And so I would encourage you to take that advantage and start using music to really narrate the life that you want to live, or whatever you're trying to manifest or attract. So make these different little playlists, or you can explore some of mine and start using that to curate how you feel throughout the day. The fourth one here is affirmations. I used to not love affirmations because they just felt sort of silly to me. I was like, why am I gonna sit here and be like, I am beautiful, I am lucky. I used to sort of roll my eyes and scoff at it, But then I challenged myself to do a 28-day challenge where I was repeating affirmations that were truly aligned with what I wanted and who I wanted to be. The affirmations that I focused on were a lot around self-esteem and confidence and like self-love and value. And so I had this whole long list of them. And for 28 days, every single day, I would do this at least once a day, sometimes twice or 3 times a day, just repeating these affirmations. And if you want to make it even more powerful, doing so like in the mirror and trying to look yourself in the eyes as you say this kind of stuff. And again, it'll feel silly at first, but after a while, you really start to believe it. And as you start to believe it, now the craziest things started happening. I would go out in public and I was getting so many more compliments. People would tell me I was glowing, that I was so radiant. I would get these compliments on how I looked and how I carried myself. And it was stuff that I just hadn't been getting before because I wasn't putting off that energy. I wasn't like embodying it. Affirmations can make you feel like the absolute it girl, the main character, and the most amazing, beautiful, perfect person in the world, which you deserve to feel. And number 5, our very last thing to help you romanticize your life is to challenge yourself to try new things. Now, I am somebody who really loves habits, routines, like structure. I like things to just be repetitive. That's kind of how I thrive. But I have challenged myself. I started at the beginning of this year, and what I found was if I challenged myself to try new things, especially things that made me a little bit uncomfortable, I tend to be more introverted, so challenging myself to go do things that push me a little bit out of my comfort zone, it is life altering. Here's a few things that happen. Number 1, it's just fun and cute. You can go do all the things that you see on TikTok or Pinterest, save them for yourself and go and do them. Number 2, you're likely to meet other people, and that's also really exciting too, whether they become like lifelong friends or just somebody that you kind of cross paths with at like a yoga class or whatever. You start to feel a lot more connected to the world, and for me, that helps me romanticize everything to feel like I am a part of the world and not just sort of like this alien amongst everyone else. I heard this phrase a long time ago, and I'll probably butcher it because I am bad at reciting these exactly, but it was basically to become more interesting, become more interested. Something like that. So basically, it means just become more interested in trying things, become more interested in people, become more interested in the world around you, and all of a sudden you will start to become a more interesting individual. And when you're a more interesting individual, you are a magnet for people around you. I think a great summary for this entire topic is just focus more on being present in the moment and not operating so much off of autopilot. Because like I said, majority of our days, we're in this sort of subconscious autopilot state. And unless you intentionally interrupt that and force yourself to be a bit more present, you can go through quite a long period of time just sort of going through the motions and not truly realizing the value of the life that you're living and romanticizing it. So I hope that these couple of tips have helped you to just sort of open up your mind a bit on how you can truly romanticize your life, because to me, finding joy in these little things throughout the days has made such a massive difference in my mental health, in making me happier, and making me just enjoy the quality of my life so much more. So go out there and try some of these. Comment down below which one you're gonna try in the next week or incorporate into your routines. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Drop your comments. I wanna connect with all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.